Cindy. This is week 2 of our Basics and Beyond class, level 2. We covered a lot of fun stuff today. We went over the single bump half turn, which has some tricky footwork, but you did amazing. Keep drilling, keep practicing, and there's any questions on anything we covered today in class, you can shoot me a message. And for more information on classes, you can visit www.irietribal.com/class info. Thanks for joining me and have a good time.
So this is week 2 of our ATS FCBB Basics and Beyond. Last week we did a lot of stuff. We got all really sweaty. This week will be no different. We're going to review in our first opening drill that box step and the box step full turn and the double bump moving. So that's going to be our review drill that we're going to open with to warm up. Today we're going to be working on the single bump half turn and the choo-choo arc arms, and then we're going to add that into our combo. So the combo is going to be the Egyptian half, or the Egyptian half turn into the full turn, into the choo-choo arc arms, into the double bump, into the personal circle for that, single bump, and then into the single bump half turn. So we should be nice and sweaty by the time this class is done, which is always good. You saw on the group, hopefully, that I did do the study hall, and that was for the zills. The beginning portion of this class, we're going to go ahead and listen to music, and then towards the middle and the end, we'll go ahead and do all zilling, so we can keep our zills fresh and crisp, and make sure we're zilling while we're dancing. So we'll be doing the Longa and the military zill pattern. Like I said, I have you guys muted, so if you have a question, unmute yourself. This is going to Facebook Live, so we're crossing our fingers everything is perfect. But the video will be perfect. I'm going to turn on music now. we did the double bump, we did that double bump moving forward, and we did it in the personal circle. Any questions about those? All right, if you think of any questions you want to ask me, knock yourself out, it'll pop up. All right, so we are going to do the choo-choo arc arms first because the single bump half turn will actually take a little bit longer with that whole half turn. So we're going to do the single bump, or not the single bump, the choo-choo arc arms first, so that way we can cover it faster. So, the choo-choo arc arms obviously comes out of the choo-choo. And remember, when you're doing your choo-choo, knees are nice and bent, left foot is flat, the right foot is on the ball of your foot next to your left, right or left arm up in the air, and right arm is out. So we're doing our choo-choo here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're doing your choo-choo, remember, it's up and then back to neutral. When I say about the choo-choo, left foot flat, bent your knee, right foot next to your left, right arm out, left arm up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you're doing your choo-choo, remember that it's not a level change, so you're not going up, down, up, down, up, down, and you're not taking this hip up and then all the way down. You're just taking it up and then back to neutral, up, back to neutral, up, back to neutral. I don't even know why I bother. There it is. Okay, so up, neutral, up, neutral, up, neutral, up, neutral. So no level change and just up and then going down to neutral. All right, so your choo-choo arc arms, you obviously can't do it here because you have to go forward. So it's forward. So you bring your arm forward and you travel forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, there's several different ways you can count this. You can count it going forward 4, bringing your arms down 4, and then having that turn being another 4. So you can do here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you can count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like to count it 4 forward, 4 down, 4 to my hip, and then 4 as I turn. That just gives it a nicer progression. So when you're bringing your arm down to front, so our choo-choo's here. When you bring your arm down to your front, you're not turning like this. What you're doing is basically putting these fingertips right in front. So if I were to bend down, that nice soft curve in my arm is still there. Okay, so we're here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, bring it down, 6, 7, 8, and down your hip, keep it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're bringing your arms down to your hip, and then you're framing that hip as you turn. So you're here, and then going bump, 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 bump. So they're not going up as you're turning. They're not going here, down. They're not doing this. It's very distinct and very segmented, I guess the word would be. Segmented but fluid, okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Forward 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn 2, 3, 4. Up 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the choo-choo arc arms is also one that kind of goes with the music. So if you don't have it perfectly with the beat of the music, it's okay. It's kind of one of those flock of birds. with that turn, because the choo-choo, when you turn the choo-choo itself, it's turned as a flock of birds. So when you get here and you start turning, you follow everybody else that's coming around and then bring your arms up. So it's treated like a true flock of birds as well. Okay? Again, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch to left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will normally turn to the right out of that choo-choo arc arms. I don't know why, I just do. So it just usually flows really well when I do it. When you're going into your choo-choo arc arms, if you're here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to go ahead and gradually bring it over. So again, soft transition, start bringing it over on that 7, 8, and 1 is going to take you to go travel forward. Okay? Cool? I'm going to get my zills. So 5, 6, 7, 8. quick, or if it's not landing on the exact count of that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, remember, it's more of a melodic move than a move on your beat. So your arms, even though they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't get too caught up on my arms have to be here. My arms have to be here. Just let them flow. Remember we were talking about fluidity come from your wrist and your hands and your arms? Let that fluidity actually happen through your wrist and your hands. It's going to help a lot. You can start it, so if we're in the Egyptian half turn, instead of stalling out with 8 counts of choo-choo, you don't have to do that. You can actually use that beginning portion of your choo-choo for your travel forward, so that way you're not doing like the Egyptian half turn and then stalling and then going, so that way you can keep that flow nice and fluid. All right, so here, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1. So the choo-choo itself is a 1 count move. We usually count as 2, 4, or 8. We don't ever count it as just 1 and done. So count it as that 2. So, as I was saying that the choo-choo arc arm doesn't have a very distinct count because of the way the arms move and it's a little bit more fluid, so it's flock of birds. Think of the choo-choo arc arms in the same respect as the choo-choo. So when you get around, if you get around too quick, say you're here, and you get around too quick, and this is already like 6, it's totally okay to just do 7, 8, because it's still going to treat itself as your standard choo-choo. So you're counting your feet more than you're counting your arms. But when you actually count this, it seems like you're counting your arms, but you're not, okay? When you're going from your Egyptian into your choo-choo arc arms, if you're going in that half turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, when you turn around, it's perfectly okay to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't think that since the choo-choo arc arm starts out here, that you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's no flow there. So you have to finish that Egyptian on your 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to use that nice fluid arm to create that flow. Also remember on your choo-choo in general that you can turn your choo-choo to the left with your arms here. You can turn your choo-choo to the left with your arms here. You can turn your choo-choo to the right with your arms here. When your arms are here, that position where your left arm is down, you can only turn that to the left. This way does not turn right. So you will never see this. It's awkward and it's weird because we're going in that opposite direction. And so here it's almost like you're throwing your body off balance. So when you're here, you can turn it to the left. Here, you can turn it to the left. Here, you can turn it to the right. Here, you don't ever turn it to that right with this left arm down, okay? So it's just one of those ATS rules that we follow, okay? All right, so we're gonna do the combo of the Egyptian half turn into the Egyptian full turn, into that choo-choo arc arms, into the double bump. When you go into your Egyptian full turn, remember the full turn cue is the half turn cue. So keep your body very still. So if you're here, 2, 3, 4, you cue your half turn, turn, here, here. Keep your body in that angle here, here, here. And then when you come around, cue 1, 2, 3, and then you turn around. Okay? You don't have to cue on both sides. You don't have to go bam, bam. Alright? But you have to cue using this side, and you have to finish your Egyptian using this side and then turn. Sometimes what you'll see is this and this, or this and step, and then a turn, but you really want to make sure you're going cue and up and then turn. So don't have a lazy left hip. I have a very lazy left hip, which I have to work at a lot, okay? So keep your body in your performance angle, which is that 11 o'clock, not as severe performance angle for your Egyptian. Okay? So Egyptian half turn, Egyptian full turn, into the double bump. Aha. All right. So 5, 6, 7. when I go to cue my Egyptian full turn, pretend when I bring my arm back up that I'm actually grabbing a ring above my head. So I'd be 1, 2, 3, grab. My turn would be all the way around with my arms up in the air, and then da, 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 da. So because you don't want to go 1, 2, 3, and here. You want to make sure your arms are above your head the whole time. Get to the front, and then go off on your choo-choo, or whatever you choose. I will 9 times out of 10 go into choo-choo just because if I were to count that full turn, I counted as 8, but it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will normally go into my choo-choo out of my Egyptian full turn because that helps me find my place. And it's one of those that I'm not going to set myself up for failure because I can screw it up all on my own. I don't need any help with extra movement. So I will always, 9 times out of 10, go into that choo-choo. So remember, when you're doing that full turn, keep your arms above your head. And then as you come to the front, that's when you switch into your here. Or if you're here, you can plunge down into your Arabic, whatever you'd like. The reason why I don't go into my Arabic, I'll tell you why, is because I will lose my balance. Because after I've been in the Egyptian for a while, here, 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 see how much I'm turning? So then I go here, here, I lost my balance, and then I really have to find my balance. Because I have to get up on the ball of that foot and get this right foot in front in order to find my Arabic. If I just go here, here, and around, all I do is plant my left foot and just go right into here, and that solids me, makes me solid and still. It's only for 4 counts, so it's not going to slow you down too much, okay? But again, you can use that 4 counts to go directly into your choo-choo arc arms if you want. So for here, do it with me. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So if you want to stay on that count, when you come out of that Egyptian full turn, you've gone bop, bop. This is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that whole 7, 8 is going to be bigger to keep you on an 8 count. Okay? So just a little tip for that. But definitely out of your Egyptian full turn, keep your arms above your head, come back to the front, and then split off. Questions? Comments? Concerns? No? Okay. I'm using the extended military seal pattern a lot today because it goes really well with 8 count moves. I posted the military seal pattern, so either one will actually work. 3 will work too. Don't worry too much about it. We're going to go into our single bump, and then our single bump half turn. So the single bump is probably a review, and that's totally okay. Single bump is left foot flat. You're pointing at that 10 o'clock on your performance angle here. You're bumping your hip to the left, and then you're bumping your right hip to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do this little happy face with my hip. That gives me a little bit extra oomph with my bump. So you won't see me just go bump, 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 bump. It'll actually be down, up, 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 down, up. So it has a little bit of a scoop. That just gives me a little bit of an extra oomph. Your arms for your single bump are not flapping as they look but they are not. What's happening is your right arm and this right lat muscle, as you bring your right hip forward, it engages back. So 1, and neutral, 2, neutral, 3, neutral, 4, neutral, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my hands are doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you notice, it's just my arms moving this way. It's my wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This portion of my arm isn't really moving, and it's that back muscle that's engaging. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when you bring that right hip forward, bring that arm back. Okay, so that is your single bump in a nutshell. It travels forward. It travels in a personal circle. Again, just like with your double bump, don't drag your foot. So with your single bump, when you travel it, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see my foot's coming up a little bit. Not a huge amount, just enough so I'm not going drag, drag, drag. Okay? So when you go in the personal circle, again, you're not pausing, just like the double bump, no pauses. So for here, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Personal circle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just like the double bump and a choo-choo, it doesn't travel backwards. Okay? So, Egyptian, Arabic, shimmy, anything that goes backwards, use that, but don't try to do single bump backwards. The single bump half turn, I love this move so much. Let's drill all of this with just a single bump for a couple of zill patterns, and then we'll get into that half turn, okay? So let's get the single bump in with this combo. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And down. 2, 3, 4, turn 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1. Don't knock yourself out. Just take yourself out. Your single bump half turn travels on the diagonal plane. So on this diagonal plane. It's going to hit the front left corner, and it's going to turn into the back left corner. So instead of overthinking how we're going to turn this, I want you to simply do hip, ball, change. Okay, so we're going to do it together. So we're going to put our hip in that corner. So hip, ball, change. Hip, ball, change. Hip, ball, change. Hip, ball, change. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Hip, ball, change. Hip, ball, change. Hip, ball, change. Hip, ball, change. All right. So the ball is your second bump. So when you see it, it's going to go hip, ball, change. So a lot of times what will happen is people say, well, it's a double bump. So what they try to do is bump, bump, step, and change. What that does is actually throws you off a beat. So when you're here and you put your hip into that corner and you bring your foot back for the ball, when you step on that ball to change your foot, your back hip will automatically come up as you turn. Okay? So we're here. The cue is a very emphatic turn into that left front corner. So we're here. We're not going to do it really fast. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hip, ball, change. 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 So you actually physically have to pick up your left foot. If you look at my box, when I pick up my left foot stays on the diagonal plane. It's my right foot that changes it. So if I'm here and you watch my left foot, it's hip, ball, change. My left foot is now pointing in that corner as I release. Hip, ball, change. My left foot's pointing in that front corner. Hip, ball, change. So you want to make sure that your left foot is actually guiding your body. Because the rule of bodies is your body's going to move in the direction your feet are pointing. Okay? So if you're not getting around all the way, and you're only getting around, say, halfway, and you're going hip, ball, change, what's going to happen here, my foot's pointing to the back of the room, so what's going to happen is my next bump is going to be there. Hip, ball, change, hip, ball, change. So what happens is you physically change the trajectory of your turn by not picking your foot up and placing it on that diagonal line. Okay? So we're here. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hip, ball, change. 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 And then when you release your right foot, you should be back here in your performance angle, in that severe performance angle here at 10 o'clock. Questions? Comments? Concerns? If you catch yourself not being able to get around, and you catch yourself doing a little scoot, and what I mean by a scoot is this, and this, and this, and this, that's wrong. I don't like using the words wrong, but it's wrong because you're not going to be able to get around the way you should, and you're also going to end up having your body doing this really weird rocking thing that you don't need to do. When we do the half turn, we do it for 16 counts. You can do it for 2 sets of 8. You can do it for 16. You can do it for 4 counts of 4. However you want to do it, but it's 16 counts. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, and a 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8. Do you notice on me, my left foot is an even foot. My right foot with that bump is odd. That ball is and. So it's going 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So if you want to count the ands, I encourage it. If you don't want to count the ands and it throws you off, that's fine. Just remember your left foot is even, 2, 4, 6, 8. And your right foot is 1, 3, 5, 7. Ah, I did that right. 1, 3, 5, 7. I can never do that right. Questions? All right, so when you're doing your single bump and you go into your personal circle. So we're here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is gradual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1. So it's a very emphatic 1 into that left front corner. Cool? Questions? Drill? Hold that thought. So 5, 6, 7, 8. aren't moving before your arms. Your arms aren't moving before your arms. Your arms aren't moving before your body. So, with your single bump half turn, your single bump is here, bop, 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 bop. So your arms carry here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's kind of like your body moves as one unit at that point, staying in performance angle. So if this is the single bump performance angle, and we have to get this hip into that corner, our feet kind of point to the side here, but our hip is in this corner, so we're here. So if I turn this position, I'm still carrying this performance angle, but I basically turned it to right here. So if I look down, my feet are pointing in that corner, not the corner, the side, and my upper body and my hip is in my corner for the 1 and 2 and my feet are staying here as I turn it here, staying in performance angle, okay? So left foot stays on diagonal, hip ball change for your feet to get that half turn bump, get your double bump. Don't obsess too much about your back bump, it will eventually just come along for the ride. And keeping in performance angle, and other than that, bottom your uncle, you are golden. So we're going to keep drilling unless there's any questions at all. All right. 5, 6, 7. Egyptian, Arabic, and all that, we talked about staying in your performance angle and then moving on that noon and 6 o'clock line. So I like to test myself and test you guys, not necessarily test, but kind of keep it in the forefront of your mind that if my body's here in my performance angle, I still need to travel this line in my performance angle here, not go flat. If it does go flat, whatever, just pop it back over there. So that's why I was doing a lot of movement with that Egyptian. And you also probably noticed that I was pushing myself back to my lines. So the choo-choo, or not the choo-choo, the choo-choo arc arms. The choo-choo arc arms, the single bump, and the double bump do not move backwards, okay? But, there's a but. As a soloist, and unfortunately a lot of us are landing up being more and more of that because of the whole Zoom thing. So you have to remember cueing so you're true. But if you're by yourself and you're just practicing and you want to bring it backwards, do it on the turn. So if I'm doing my arc arms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I want to land up back there, here I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, back, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's just something you can practice on your own to kind of put yourself and move yourself in different positions. So that way you don't always have to get up there and then rush back and then do it again. So the picture of this combo is on the group. I'm hoping this live thing works so you guys have the live video, and you'll also get the YouTube video here in a little while. If you have any questions about anything we covered today in class, shoot me a message. Thank you for joining me week 2. I don't know about you guys, but I'm crazy sweaty. I love you.